is going on, everybody? Was it Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. Happy Thursday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a brewery that I've had a few of their beers before, but I've never done a review for their stuff, and I'm pretty excited about these guys because this brewery likes to do a lot of stuff on more of the hoppier side. I mean, they kind of do stouts, darker beers every once in a while, but Revision Brewing out of Sparks? Yeah, Sparks, Nevada, really likes playing around with different styles of IPAs and all that stuff, and I'm an IPA guy, so being able to try this one from them because they released this probably for the situation that's been happening these past year and a half, and they decided to come out with a beer with it because today we're going to be drinking some Pandemic Blues from Revision Brewing Company. So I'm really excited about this one because Revision's all over the place when it comes to their can art. That's very intricate, very colorful, and a lot of times I had one with a unicorn and rainbows on it at one point. So it's pretty unique what they do. And this one is just adding on to that list because little like cartoony characters with the pandemic, kind of like skeletons and goblins and all that stuff playing freaking blues music all over the place. I don't know, it's pretty cool. So it definitely got... Oh, that's pretty dope, Nick. Yeah, Revision started back, I believe, in 2015. The head brewer used to work at... Where's the brewing company? He used to work at Knee Deep Brewing Company out of Auburn, California, and he decided to branch away from that to start up a brewery in 2015, in July, I think it was. I know his original location was planning to be out of, where was it? Sacramento. So he was trying to do a West Sacramento location, but didn't work out. So in 2016, the location in Sparks, Nevada opened up and became the new home of Revision Brewing Company. So I'm pretty excited about this stuff. I'm really a big fan of their IPAs. So being able to try another one from them is just going to be something that's absolutely delicious. So this one is brewed, I think, with a couple different hops in here. We got Motica, Mosaic, and Cashmere hops. So definitely going to bring in a lot of tropical hazy IPA flavors, maybe some like loads of maybe mango, guava, passion fruit, pineapple, all that kind of stuff. It's just going to be a tropical juice bomb in my face, which is I'm hoping for. And yeah, it comes out at a 7% ABV, so around that sessionable range. Yes, once you start getting above like a 7.5, almost an 8, it definitely gets out of that sessionable kind of IPA for me. When it's like you have a couple of these, you're going to want to sit down for a little bit, or you're not going to want to drive. So yeah, and this one is 36 IBUs, so I'm not expecting a huge amount of hoppy bitterness to it. There may be still a nice bitter note to kind of add to that nice hazy IPA flavor. So yeah, other than that, I'm pretty damn excited. So without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what this thing's all about. So this one has a lot more condensation on the can. That's the one thing about this label. It's very like kind of smooth. So it's like when there's condensation on the can, kind of gets a little slippery. But let's see what this guy smells like. Oh yeah, loads of like, definitely getting loads of like nice hoppy bite on the nose. Definitely getting loads of maybe like passion fruit and mango coming through. I'm guessing there's going to be a nice... I don't think there's any lactose in this, but it still might create like a pillowy soft mouthfeel just because of the different hops they're using, all that stuff. With it being a hazy IPA, I'm expecting the kind of like an orange juicy kind of color to it. So without further ado, let's pour this guy. I'm excited. Going to be drinking out of my Untapped Drink Socially pint glass this afternoon. Let's see how this pours. Oh yeah, nice and hazy. I don't know if it's really giving me that orange juicy kind of vibe on the color. It's definitely more of like a yellow kind of haze to it. A little bit of a head, but not too much. But yeah, looks absolutely delicious if I say so myself. Definitely not that, maybe like that darker orange you would expect from like a more deeper hazy IPA. Maybe if there was like maybe a Citra in here, you would kind of get more of that deeper kind of orange juicy kind of color. But overall, yeah, not really much of a head. Still getting loads of like a nice hoppiness, kind of getting like a little bit of like a dank kind of fermented note in there. Yeah, smells absolutely delicious. Might get a little bit of citrusiness just because of some of those fruits have a little bit of a natural citrusy note into it. Plus some of the, like the Mosaic brings in a nice thing of pine. Cashmere brings in tropical notes with a little bit of like citrus, and the Motica definitely helps bring up that pine kind of tropical note to it. So without further ado, let's give this a shot. So cheers, everybody. Happy Thursday. Oh yeah, wow. So right up front, getting like a really nice sweetness to it. Definitely has like a really soft, really creamy, pillowy mouthfeel. Like the haziness, definitely loads of like tropical fruit, like mango. Mango sweetness is the first thing I taste from this. It's absolutely delicious. Definitely getting like a passion fruity kind of thing. I'm not really getting guava out of this, so I don't think there's any like guava notes in these hops. So, because whenever there's hops that brings forward notes of guava, it brings in like a little bit of like a funk to it. Now, I guess you can kind of make that similar to like a dank kind of hoppy taste, but it's not in this one. Definitely getting a nice hoppy this. Maybe a little bit of citrus coming in at the end to make those bright flavors kind of pop a little bit more. But overall, yeah, this is absolutely delicious. Very smooth. Definitely pillowy, soft mouthfeel. Oh yeah, this is outstanding. Wow. Not too much of a hoppy bite in there, so it doesn't make it too overly like hoppy. Definitely not too much bitterness in this at all. It's just a very, very well balanced. Not really getting any booziness. So it's just, yeah, absolutely delicious. So let's see what the description of this one actually is. So what it says here on Untappd is, well, we've got all those pandemic blues. The thing about the blues, though, songs are about hard times lifting up the spirit. So listen to some blues while enjoying this beer, where ripe mango, passion fruit, and lime notes jump from the glass, thanks to heaping helpings of Motica, a Mosaic, and Cashmere hops. And we'll see you down the road when we play the days of live music, concerts, parades, good times, and big fun again. So yeah, definitely getting those mango and passion fruit kind of flavors in there. Okay, so maybe the lime is where that little bit of citrusiness is coming through. It's definitely not your everyday kind of citrus flavor. It's like whenever I get a lot of citrusy notes in a nice hazy IPA, it kind of gave me notes of like orange, lemon, all that stuff. Lime isn't something that I usually get out of it. But when it comes to lime being like a predominant flavor, I usually get that more in like a Goes or something like that. But it's just bringing up a nice kind of citrusy note to kind of elevate those fruitier flavors that those hops bring out. So I think it absolutely worked, and just the flavor in this is super smooth, nice pillowy mouthfeel, and just an overall fantastic hazy IPA. Yeah, that's outstanding. Wow. So looking here on Untappd, while we're back over here, it says on here again, shows the ABV with a 7% ABV, 36 IBUs. And before we look at the rating on this one and how many people gave it ratings, there's a couple similar beers that I want to talk about that if you can't get your hands on anything from Revision, there may be some breweries within your area that I'm about to list off that have something that they would consider similar to this one. So we got the Opaque Thoughts, the orange creamsicle from Mountains Walking. I believe they're out of like Washington around there. And let's see, we got Humble Sea Brewing Company with the Wizard of the Fog. Let's see, they got the Nar West Coast Double IPA from Lead Dog Brewing. And then let's see, we got Bear Bottle Brewing Company with their 900 and Counting. And then North Brewing Company with Persistent Illusion. Those are the top 5 beers that they're saying are similar to this one, which is I've had some of the Opaque Thoughts from Mountains Walking, so those are absolutely delicious. I've had enough from Bear Bottle. I don't think I've had the 99 and Counting, so I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for that one. But if you're looking for locations to possibly pick up stuff from Revision, because they have a bunch of New England style IPAs, they have different kind of like year-round lagers, red ales, all that kind of stuff, but they're really a brewery that likes playing around with the more hop-forward kind of beers. So you can get them at Total Wines in, like, see, you got Thousand Oaks, California, Huntington Beach. Let's see, you got the Brew House in San Juan. Let's see what else we got here. Corvallis Brewing Supply in Oregon. Let's see, Grapes and Hops 2 in Cameron, North Carolina. So you can get the Revision stuff all over the place. So luckily, when you go on Revision's website, which is down in the description below for you guys, you can go onto their beer and it'll tell you right away when you go onto their website, because if you have like your browser set up to where it lets you know, you kind of have it tracking your location, the website will come up and be like, hey, there's no beers available in your area, which is, I guess, something good to let you know about. But then you can go onto their locator and kind of figure out where you can get stuff closest to you. So maybe you have a friend that's in a place to where they have it, that you can have them pick it up for you and have it shipped to you and all that kind of stuff. So really, really cool. Their website is really, really nice, really classy looking. Well, their store is pretty cool. Let's see what they have in the store before we talk about this. Let's see. You got some can tin tackers, which I think those are oh, that's really cool. So they have like magnets of the actual can arts and the shape of the can and everything too. So that's cool. They have hoodies, hats, t-shirts, dog collars, which I think is really cool. So yeah, and then they have, what is this? Oh, those are stickers or actually the beer. I'm thinking maybe the beer, but they have a bunch of stuff on their website when it comes to, you can actually buy kegs to go. So if you want to get a keg of this stuff, if you're in the area, you can definitely do so. So back to Untapped here. With over 2,516 ratings, this beer has an average rating of 4.04 out of 5, which is pretty damn good. Especially having that high amount of ratings, still reaching that 4 realm is pretty damn impressive. And with this beer, I can definitely see why. Because it's absolutely delicious. So, before we look at the global activity and see what other people are saying about this one, I want to see. Yep, my dad did check this one in. When did he check this one in? Back in June. Okay. So, again, he got some of this when I purchased it off Tavor because I usually get a can for me and him. So he drank this back in June, and he gave it a 4 out of 5 on Untapped, which, yeah, for my dad to give an IPA 4, it has to be pretty damn good. So I definitely think my rating's going to be pretty damn close to that, maybe even higher, in my opinion. So, looking back, let's see what other people had to say about this one. So this person gave it a 4 out of 5. This person gave it a 4.25 out of 5. Let's see. Another 4 out of 5 purchased at Revision, so you can purchase it from there. Let's see. We got another 4 out of 5 purchased at Mission Wine and Spirits in Woodland Hills, California. So definitely you can find it in California still. Another 4 out of 5. Somebody gave it a 4.5 out of 5 for purchase off Tavor. This guy gave it a rating with, I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese. It comes a description, so I'm assuming this person is overseas. So you might be able to get this stuff on tap in like Japan or China, which I think is really cool. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Revision showing up over there, so that's really cool as well. So overall, pretty damn good ratings. I know you see some 1.3, a couple 3.75s, but mostly in that 4.25 kind of realm when it comes to what I'm seeing people check this one in with. So really, really cool. So let's start figuring out what we're going to do for ratings on this one over here. So, does anybody ever have this happen to where you're trying to pick up your beer and the fucking coaster sticks with it? God damn it. And big shout out to my boy, my dad, from my vaping dad, aka Eric, Mr. Vinyl and Vapor, you know. First of all, let's look at can art here. But actually, let me pour the rest of it in there. Yeah, I really like the can art to this. This is definitely something that I look for when it comes to can art because when you're, of course, I talk about this all the time, your first experience with a beer is when you see it at the liquor store or bottle shop just because you want something that's going to catch your attention. So looking at this label, has all the colors, definitely has like those kind of cartoony kind of characters. The font's really cool, so definitely with all the colors and kind of the weird looks and the weird creatures on the can, this is definitely something that would catch my attention for sure. I would probably see this on the other side of the glass cabinets if it was in a liquor store by me, just because it just pops out you. The colors are perfect for this. It's eye-catching. It literally hits you in the face with color. And then the more you look at the can, the more you see different stuff in the backgrounds when it comes to little creatures hanging around like parts of the buildings and all that stuff. So they put a lot of detail into this can art and made sure that they took advantage of all the real estate they had available when it comes to what they're presenting with this beer. So really, really cool. I give this an easy 4.75 out of 5 for can art. Definitely tickles my fancy for what I look for with can art. So really, really cool. But let's see. If I got this beer in a flight at Revision Brewing Company, would I get another one? Absolutely. This is definitely up there with some of the better New England style IPAs that I've ever had. It's so smooth. It's not too hoppy. There's really not much of a hoppy bitterness at all to it. you still have those flavors knowing you're still drinking an IPA. But then when you have those bright, like, tropical fruit flavors with that slight citrusy back note to kind of bring those tropical fruit notes from that the hops give, just even more vibrant, I think they just absolutely killed it with this one. The recipe for this was probably very well held under lock and key, because this is something that's, I would easily keep a couple 4-packs of this in my house at all times. That's how much I'm enjoying this. It's that damn good. So smooth. Nice sweetness to it. But it's not too sweet. It's not really giving off like a malty sweetness. It's just some of those natural sweeter notes that you get off some of these hops with like those tropical fruit flavors that they give. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. So knowing that had a higher rating, I love the can art. What is my final rating on this one going to be? Of course, you guys know I do my ratings out of 10 here instead of how they are on Untappd. But for me, knowing that I'd probably get a glass of this after I had it on a flight, and knowing that I'd probably buy a couple 4-packs to bring home just so because I want to have this in stock at my house at all times, I would probably give this one a solid either an 8.75 to a 9 out of 10. I think I'm leaning more towards a 9 out of 10. When it comes to sessionable New England style hazy IPAs, this is up there for me, at least top 3 for what I've had when it comes to all that stuff. Really, really good, super well balanced, not boozy at all. The hop flavors balance so well with those kind of tropical fruit, citrus, lime notes that kind of make those flavors even more vibrant. Not really too hoppy or have too much bitterness in there at all. And it's just an overall absolutely fantastic New England style IPA. So if you can get your hands on this one, Kentucky, I'm talking to you specifically because you can probably find some revision near you. I'm assuming that you can find it at your liquor store just because you're in San Diego and all that. San Diego is known just to be able to get beer from all over the place. If you're up in Oregon, you can get your hands on this. If you're in North Carolina, you might be able to get your hands on this. If you find this at your liquor store or your ABC store, if you're over on like maybe southeast kind of end, because I know when it comes to that, beer and liquor being sold in different spots. But yeah, get your hands on this if you can get it. It's absolutely fantastic. Definitely up there with some of the best New England style IPAs I've had. But with that being said, yeah, big shout outs to Revision for coming out with this one. It was absolutely delicious. I recommend anybody in here who's an IPA fan to try to search for this one to get your hands on it, because in my opinion, you will not be disappointed one bit. So with that being said, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't hit that like button already, please do so. It would help me out a lot. Of course, if this is your first time watching, make sure you, if you like what you see, make sure that's the subscribe button along with the notification bell. It will let you know whenever I go live doing another review. And if you're looking for kind of a social media aspect kind of thing, where you have an app on your phone, check in beers, hang out with friends, talk to people, see what other people are drinking, always going to recommend Untappd. It's a great platform. You can see people like me, Kentucky, Ian, I don't think he's in here yet today, but he'll probably tune into the replay. Duchess. We need to try to get Mr. Grim Green over on Untappd, because instead of him using Beer Advocate to look at all of his beers during the vlog, he can use Untappd now, which is a great thing because you go out there as a website, or you can use the app itself. But it's a really cool platform. I absolutely love. So the link to my Untappd page is down in the description below for you guys. But other than that, if you're looking to pick up some stuff from Revision, I know they do frequent drops on Tavour, which is how I got mine. With Tavour, always got to recommend that just download the app, put in your zip code when you're creating an account, and they'll let you know right away if they can deliver beer to you. They either have a subscription-based kind of thing to where you give them profiles that you enjoy, or you can build your own box to where they send you a box of beer that you choose every single month. And it's a great platform. Over 7,000 beers you can get. I believe it's probably growing day by day just because different breweries come out with new brews every single day. So, other than that, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you everybody again for hanging out. You guys are awesome. And since it's Thursday, you know how we do things over here. Before we get that out of here, I'm going to say it like I always say it, then we're going to do the damn thing. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time, people. Let's do this. See ya.